the next question is, which of the following options is true for a LTI discrete time system that obeys the difference equation? He has given one difference equation like this and he has given the four options. Now we have to select the correct option. Now the first option says that the system is necessarily causal. See here, causal means we know that for a LTI system to be causal, its impulse response h of n when calculated must be 0 for n less than 0 for a discrete time LTI system. For a continuous time LTI system, h of t must be 0 for t less than 0. Now we will see whether this happens or not here. Y of n, now impulse response means let us find out the transfer function, and inverse Z transform of the transfer function will give the impulse response. Now applying Z transform, Y of Z, if you take common, 1 minus AZ inverse is equal to x of Z B0 minus B1 Z inverse, or Y of Z by x of Z, h of Z becomes B0 by 1 minus AZ inverse minus B1 Z inverse by 1 minus AZ inverse after simplification. Now if you take the inverse Z transform to get the impulse response, and if you consider the ROC to be outside of the pole A, this becomes B0, inverse of this one is A power n u of n minus B1. Now Z inverse by 1 minus AZ inverse, using the shifting property, see x of n minus n naught forms a Z transform pair with Z power minus n naught into x of Z, or if you want the inverse of Z power minus n naught into x of Z, in the inverse of this x of Z, that is x of n, wherever you have n, replace with n minus n naught. Now utilizing that, I will get this to be A power, inverse of this one is A power n u of n, B1, wherever you have n, replace n minus n naught value is 1 here, n minus 1 u of n minus 1. This is the impulse response considering the ROC to be outside of the pole, outside of the circle including the pole A. Now this is the output, this is the impulse response considering the ROC to be mod Z greater than A. Here if you take the ROC to be mod Z less than A inside the pole, the same h of n becomes B0 into minus A power n u of minus n minus 1, because we know that A power n u of n and minus A power n u of minus n minus 1 will have same Z transform, but they differ in ROC. ROC for this one is mod Z greater than mod A, whereas ROC for this one is mod Z less than mod A. For this one, utilizing the same concept, plus will come because we are going to take the inside ROC, B1 A power n minus 1 u of minus n will come. Now this is the impulse response if mod Z less than mod A if I consider. Now if you observe here, h of n not equal to 0 for n less than 0. So impulse response is not 0 for n less than 0 here. So the system is necessarily causal. This is a wrong option. And moreover, if you observe this difference equation, y of n, if you write y of n, that becomes A into y of n minus 1 plus B0 into x of n minus B1 into x of n minus 1. If you observe here, the output y of n is depending on the previous outputs, the present and past inputs. This kind of system is known as recursive system. Recursive system. And remember, for a recursive system, always impulse response will be of infinite duration. So if you look at the options, option 3 will be your answer. The system impulse response is non-zero at infinitely many instants. So option 3 can be taken as the answer.